Well, the top shot streets are a dangerous place, so you better tune in to a credible face like this one. Yeah, this one. And you know he's not alone, and they're coming in hot. We got a Lake so Stan and a guy who really likes baseball. I don't know why he likes baseball.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. So we've done one Fastbreak show, but this is the first official one. Excited to be back here. Listen, if there is, let's set the table a little bit because we are on the Team Hold So Rare channel. So if you're here strictly for So Rare stuff, we're going to be talking about a different type of fantasy type game today. I don't know, you call it it's like a fantasy / prop bet. They would probably be mad if we called it gambling, but we're going to be doing fast break content this week, and we're excited for it, baby. We're excited to do it. So I want to, before we dive into like the actual content that we're going to be doing, I want to shout out our guy JJL Smith, because if you guys saw on Twitter, we got some giveaways here. So for the daily contest that they're doing, right? They're giving out for first place like a Scottie Barnes Top Shot debut, a LaMelo Ball Top Shot debut, and our guy JJL was like, "What if we also give that away?" So we have a giveaway for every day of the week, and how that's going to work is we're not going to do it live on the show because I want to be fair to those who can't tune in live. So tomorrow we'll give away the Scottie Barnes from today's show, and the way that you qualify for that is by commenting on this video after it's live. So not during the live stream, because that doesn't count, but after the show's over, just drop your Top Shot username into the comments and we'll be giving that away. So we're excited to do that. Enough about that. If you're here, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, do all those things. But what do we have tonight on tap? So we're going to go over to Momentum Labs here for a second. Mello says FML. Mello, what's going on, dude? You okay, man? Mello, you all right, bro? You all right, baby? He said, if Giannis is out tonight, isn't Giannis, unless we just got news here a second ago, I don't believe we have that injury. I guess we can start with injury stuff. We got, Moses Moody to miss at least 1 week. There we go. That's a little bit of a bummer, but Giannis is probable, man. I'd relax, Mello. I'd relax. All right. So what we have going for today is free throw attempts and free throws made. So you need to construct a lineup, a core that is going to give you 35 free throw attempts, but also 30 free throw makes. And so I figured a fun way we can do this before, because if you tuned in last week, we started with Underdog. What we're actually going to take over here is we're going to go over to Basketball Reference, and I just sorted it by, and I mean, this is this isn't groundbreaking stuff, but you can just add this into your repertoire when you're, or to your process, if you will. So let's just quickly look at Basketball Reference. We have this sorted by free throw attempts here, right? So you have Giannis, Embiid, SGA, Trey, Dame, Paolo, Luka, AD, Randall. Randall was a surprising one to me when I was trying to think of who were the top 10 free throw attempt bros here in the space. I was surprised to see Randall in the top 10. That makes sense. DeMar DeRozan was another one. He's way up there. You got Ant-Man got a late questionable tag. So if you were planning on rolling out Anthony Edwards, that makes me a little bit nervous. Brunson, Jokic all the way down at 14, which I think a lot of people probably assumed he was higher. And then you get KD, Triple J, Bam, Zion, Fox, and Şengün rounding out the top 20. I figured we could sort by free throws. That's just attempts. But if we sort by makes, It's going to be most of the same guys, except you see DeRozan's free throw percentage a little bit higher than some of the rest. Yet squeaks him into the top 10. Randall's still in the top 10 as well. So that's something that we can take a look at just to get a peeksies over here in the free throw world. So when we look at tonight's games, right? Tonight we have 8 games on tap for tonight. We have the Celtics and the Mavericks playing each other. Which I think is going to be one of the more exciting games. We have Milwaukee and Detroit. So Giannis seems to be one of those guys that would make a ton of sense to get into your lineup. So we also have Embiid playing tonight against the Spurs. I imagine he has to get most of that work done in the first few quarters, right? Because this feels like it's going to be a blowout. You have Donovan Mitchell going against Paolo Banchero with Cavs and Magic. We have Memphis and Raptors, which I'm not really sure what to make of that. The Bulls are playing Phoenix. That should have a ton of points, so I'm excited to look at that one. Atlanta and Sacramento, but we have no Trae Young. We have no Trae Young in this game because he's in concussion protocol. So even though he projects that somebody that would be a smash in this type of format, no dice there. Charlotte, Minnesota, I mentioned Anthony Edwards with the late questionable tag. That makes me a little bit nervous. All right, so the next thing I figured we would do here is go over, and again, we will get into the Momentum Labs projections, which will help us out. But if we go on over to StatMuse, and this is just like a little cheat sheet here. Who gives up the most free throws per game? So we see the Jazz and the Denver Nuggets both give up, and the Brooklyn Nets, Pacers, Clippers all give up just over 20 free throw attempts a game. You see the Clippers, the Trailblazers, you've got Milwaukee. So I don't know if there's anybody on Detroit that sticks out, right? Because this is the first team that appears that plays tonight. You have Milwaukee against Detroit. Phoenix, though, the Phoenix matchup that I just mentioned, right? I forget who they're playing. Phoenix is Chicago. So DeRozan feels like just an absolute smash, right? Knowing that he has one of the highest free throw attempts, free throw makes, going against one of the teams that sends people to the free throw line the most. So Phoenix feels like, Chicago Bros feel like a great play here. You got Heat who aren't playing, but the Cavs, so that makes Paolo pop a little bit for me. The Timberwolves up against the Hornets. LaMelo Ball, I know his numbers aren't popping as much in there because he hasn't played most of this season, but he's now gone from questionable to probable tonight. So I know LaMelo burned a lot of people on Friday in that rebound and assist one, but that sticks out. The Mavericks, so there you go. Jason Tatum. There's no Kristaps Porzingis, so maybe Tatum. I don't know, maybe Derek White. I don't know where you want to go. And then, let's see, a couple more that stick out. Thunder aren't playing. The Raptors play tonight. Who did we say Toronto plays? They play Memphis. So maybe if you want to go to Triple J, that's something you can do. But those are the ones that stick out the most there. That's all right. What is Boston Bay says? Question for the host. Are any of the top players smart picks because of their unique ability in this area versus players who will be needed in future fast breaks? So, when we look at the contests that are like that we're in the midst of, right? So once again, we'll pull up our friend over Momentum Labs. Is this blown up enough? So you see we're at 35 free throw attempts and makes. Tomorrow's 45 field goal makes. 55 rebounds the day after. Wow, PIP. Why am I forgetting what PIP stands for? I apologize. What is PIP? PIP. It stands for personal injury protection. No, that can't be right. Players in progress. That can't be right. Field goals attempt. No, I don't know what PIP stands for. Somebody in the chat tell me. Somebody in the chat tell me, please. All right, let's keep moving though. And then we have 30 3-pointer attempts and 15 3-point makes, 35 plus minus, 12 offensive rebounds, 150 points, assist, steals, rebounds, and blocks. So in this category, points in the paint. Okay, thank you. Points in the paint. For this specific content, I would go to, for contests, I think DeRozan to me is like a lock in this one too. Boston Base's question of like, do you want to like save Embiid for something else? Do you want to save Giannis for something else? I think our guy DeMar is probably my favorite play here. Some picture in picture. That's what I thought too. Why is this on the So Rare channel? I know, dude. We got to freak out about it. It's because we're putting all the fantasy Web3 based games, all the gambling stuff in the same spot. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing moving forward. And I tell you what, if I can get more people for Fastbreak to tune in than tune in for Live Before Lock, maybe we can change the name. But until then, we won't. There we go. Oh, Bandy. We got a Bandy setting. What's up, bro? All right, let's go. So now we're going to go look at this. And again, if you are paying member to Momentum Labs, you should be able to see all of this stuff anyways for free, right? But we're going to scroll over here to and this should be sorted by, there we go, free throw makes and free throw attempts, right? So we've got hold on one second, let's try to do it like this. There we go. So we got Embiid leading the way in free throws made and free throws attempted. You got Giannis right behind him in attempts and makes. Dame, so Dame's another one where, again, he lit up the Pistons the other night. I feel like there could this could be another opportunity to fire up a player that you might not want to use later. So I don't know. I'd be okay. I feel like I really want to use Dame in this one. DeMar's the one that sticks out to me the most. Just because of that juicy matchup against Phoenix, he should have no problem getting to the line. We mentioned Donovan and Paolo, like both of those going up against each other. They're both two teams that send guys to the line quite a bit. So I like that. I'll tell you what, Jaden Ivey starts making me nervous, but I feel comfortable with Jaden Ivey getting me to the line. It is really hard to trust any Detroit Piston, but we did say that Detroit is in a pretty good matchup because according to our friends over at StatMuse, Milwaukee sends people to the line like 5th or 6th most in the league, right? So maybe Jaden Ivey feels like a gross click, but that's why you tune into the content. You know what I'm saying? Is it risky playing Dame and Giannis? Is that a solid floor? Well, the thing what we can do, Boston Base, good question, is we can go back and look. And I know this is recency bias. It's not always the best to go box score hunting, but they played on Saturday. On Saturday, Giannis finished the game with 38 points, 10 boards, and 9 assists. He went 11 for 22 from the line. Damian Lillard finished the game with 45 points and 11 dimes, and he went to the line 16 times, making all 16 of them. So clearly in one game, now this is a super high scoring game, and the Pistons also kept it close, which keeps them in the game a little bit longer. But to get 38 free throw attempts and 27 makes from two of your guys is pretty ideal. I think we would like that, right? So I do think there's a little risk involved, not that because they both can't get there, but because I'm more concerned with this matchup because how likely is it that Detroit can keep it close with Milwaukee 2 consecutive games? Literally, not even just with Milwaukee, with any team, 2 consecutive games. And I feel similarly about Joel Embiid too, who Joel Embiid still seems to be able to get to 30 and 11 in 3 quarters. So maybe that's overthinking it a little bit and that we can still roll with Joel Embiid. But I don't think you have to get too weird with these. I don't. I mean, I know you can't use players multiple times. So I do think DeMar DeRozan is one that I would lock in. I wouldn't touch Anthony Edwards today. He's looked a little off in that late questionable tag. Timberwolves are on a back-to-back. They're playing Charlotte. I don't think they're too nervous about Charlotte, so I wouldn't mess with it too much. I think I would cross Ant off and be like, you know what? I'm going to save Ant-Man for another one. Luka against the Celtics. I don't think the Celtics send people to the line too often. They are not listed in the top 20 of teams so they send people to the line less than like 14 times a game. I know Luka's different, right? Luka's built different, but I think I might try to save Luka as well. Embiid, I'd be comfortable. Embiid, Giannis, Dame, those feel like 3 comfortable clicks. And then I would go, and then DeRozan, Donovan, Paolo, Jaden Ivey, all of those feel kind of nice too. And then Jaren Jackson Jr. we mentioned, right? Jaren Jackson Jr. only takes 5 a game. I'm sorry, there we go. Only takes just under 6 free throw attempts a game. Only makes 5. Actually, I don't know. That might be overthinking it. One other one to point out, and maybe this is you wait for this information until closer to lock, but if Ant-Man does sit down, Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy should eat up Charlotte. Charlotte doesn't really play defense anywhere, but they definitely don't play defense against bigs. They're without Mark Williams. They're throwing out like JT Thor. Nick Richards been a little bit banged up. PJ Washington at the 5. And Rudy Gobert's been a monster down low. I don't know how many free throw attempts we're going to get from Rudy, but Towns, if Ant is out, is going to have to take on more of the offensive load. I could see him being a sneaky play, right? Because again, he ranks outside of the top 10, actually all the way down to 20. But you might be able to do that. David Lee from the former Golden State Warrior, David Lee. All the information is out there. You can see if there are any future days where Edwards would be a good play. That's also true, David. Yeah, that's why I'm saying I wouldn't roll out Ant-Man today. I feel like that makes me a little bit nervous rolling him out there today. But yeah, that's kind of the overarching thoughts on this slate. I think I would just try to. I think DeMar DeRozan would be the one that I would circle that I don't know how many people are excited to jam in there. I think a lot of people just want to click the Embiid, Giannis, Dames, or whatever. Even Dame, I don't know how frequent people are going to click Dame in this one. But DeMar is somebody that sticks out, and then Donovan and Paolo are the ones that I'm most excited about here. David does say go Warriors, so there you go. Any questions you guys have for me specifically? If it's specific players or matchups, I can absolutely look that up. The other thing that we did in the first show that we haven't done yet, and it's because it's free throw specific, so Underdog doesn't always have this, but what we did on Friday, and this is something you can do on certain slates, right? Where if it's like combined points, rebounds, and assists, I like to go check over-unders for players. So I don't think we'll have, let me see if Damian Lillard has any free throws listed. 8.5 first quarter points already taken. But sometimes they list free throws, sometimes they don't. And if it's not on Underdog, I mean, I guess you can do, let me see if like DraftKings have it or anything like that. Because I that's just usually a good indicator because Vegas is usually very close on all this stuff. Free throw prop bets. Let's see. Well, let's see. We get it on Odds Trader. We can go over to Odds Trader here for a second. Do we have anything for free throws? Let me see. Nope, I don't see a lot of free throw prop bets. So that's not a good example for today. But that usually is something that you can take a look at. Just to help, again, just like double check. If you were ever like, oh, I think Donovan's a good play, you need him to get like 7 free throws on average, and then the prop is set for like 4.5, then you're like, okay, maybe I can look elsewhere than Donovan Mitchell tonight. But I think that's it. I don't know. What else? Do you guys have any questions about this one? This one's a little bit more straightforward. I think looking ahead at some of the other weeks, right? Tomorrow is 45 field goals made. And let's see who's playing tomorrow here. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's the 23rd. So tomorrow we have Denver and Indiana. So like Jokic and Jamal Murray, you're able to use some of those guys. Nobody will be on a back-to-back tomorrow. So that's good. You don't have to worry about that at all. What's my line? I don't have a lineup right now, Boston Base. I haven't made one yet. It's Monday. Monday's a content day, baby. Monday's a content day. So there you go. Trae Young concussion will force me to rearrange my plans for the runs. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. DeJounte's not really a big free throw hunter. Let me see actually what his recent because what was the game? It wasn't their most recent one, which I believe they played Sunday, right? I think their game on no. Did they play Sunday? Yes, Sunday. They didn't play Sunday, so they played Saturday. They played Saturday and they lost to the Hawks. And let's see. I think Trae Young was in that game. But in the loss, they lost to the Cavs, excuse me. Trae was in that game. DeJounte only went to the line twice. But let's check the game before that, which I think they played Miami because our friends Tyler Durden Heat, Mr. Stan Loves, was devastated. Yeah, they played the Heat on Friday. No Trae Young for this one. And you know what? He only went to the line once. So I think people might get excited like, ooh, baby. No Trae Young. So DeJounte should eat. And I think he will, just not from the free throw line. So that's something to pay attention to. I do think like Fox and Sabonis, actually, I really like that game environment tonight. But they are really not listed here. They've got them way down low. I know Sabonis doesn't go to the line a ton, but I just feel like that game is going to be fast. And so Sabonis or Fox could creep in there, but maybe that's too off the board. Concerns with playing 2 players from the same team, Chewy? Yeah, I was just answering that with Boston Base before you got here. I think that's fine. I brought it up from the game on Friday, right, where Giannis went to the Saturday when the Bucks played the Pistons, and that's the same matchup tonight. And Giannis went to the line 22 times, and Dame went there 16 times. My bigger concern really is just that the Detroit sucks, and I don't know how often the Pistons can keep that game competitive and close against a team like Milwaukee. But I like big picture. I think multiple guys can get to the line, right? I want to go back to Tatum here for a second. I was surprised. Tatum is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They got Tatum 11th overall. No Porzingis, as Common Man put in the chat, which messes up our parlay that we made this morning for the NBA bit, which I even called out that he might sit. But I wonder if Tatum does a little bit more. Dallas is pretty poor in defensively. Tatum should have no problem getting to the rim and getting by people. But But again, you don't have to go too off the board with a lot of this stuff, right? You want to be a little different, I guess, but I think DeMar is different enough. I actually kind of like the DeMar play even more if Ant-Man isn't ruled out, because I think people will just look at projections and be like, oh, Anthony Edwards. And then you get to be a little bit different with the DeMar play. Homer Boston base says he doesn't get the whistle. So there you go. Yeah, I'm honestly nervous about Fox too. Fox has been Jeb pointed this out too in our chat that maybe Fox is a little dinged up right now. Maybe he's playing a little hurt, which, credit to him for that. But I've noticed that as well too. Like I feel like he has one good game every week or so, All right, what else you guys got for me in the chat? This will be, I'm definitely open to feedback, as I said on Friday, right? If you guys have thoughts of what you would like to see with this show, I'm going to do it at least this week. I'm going to do it Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. We're doing those sweet giveaways from JJL. And then based on how this week goes, we can take a look at like how we want to do it moving forward. But this feels like a fun 30-minute format where we can break down the slate and just kind of show different ways to dive into the information, because the information is out there. You just need to know how to break it down. Mass Dog is saying Booker or Durant. So Durant here, let's see what his projections are. So according to our friends over at Momentum Labs, he's projected to make 5.5 free throws out of 6 free throws. So go to the line just over 6 times. And he right here, I believe, is the 10th best play. Booker, you drop down. Booker's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And Booker here projects to go to the line 4 times and 4.2 and make 4.8. So what's tough about Phoenix is they just have so many guys now that can score, right? Whether it's Yusuf Nurkic, whether it's Bradley Beal, Booker, you never know who's going to have the game, right? On Friday, we saw Devin Booker go for 52 points. And then on Sunday or Saturday, we saw KD go for 40. We have access to what refs call more fouls and what games they're doing today. Oh, that's a fun one. I don't have that for today. Let me actually see. I don't know. I just had team by team stuff. Let me see if I can find that pretty quickly. I feel like that's a deep dive for one where I'm not live streaming that. What stat provider does Top Shot use for grading? Not all have the same stats. What? No, all the same. All the stats are pulled from the NBA, right? So there's no such thing as like ESPN has them for 9 rebounds, but NBA.com has them for 7 rebounds. Like they all have to be the same. Unless you mean for projections. Are you talking about projections? Maybe you're talking about projections, not about. I thought you meant like after the fact. I was like, that's not right. All right, cool. Yeah, what else you guys got? We got 8 more minutes, baby. Just a reminder, so when this is over, right, when it's done processing, the live stream's over, come back to the show, come back to the recorded video and just drop your Top Shot username into the chat. And then tomorrow, and I'll show this to everybody too so you can see it one more time. Tomorrow, we'll be giving away, or the Scottie Barnes will be from today's show. And then tomorrow's show will be the LaMelo Ball Top Shot debut, followed by the Hallie debut, the Maxey debut, and then the Jalen Duren Rare MGLE. And then maybe a Dwayne Bacon just for shits and giggles. But it is number 69. I think Jump Shoot sent me that, right? Jump Shooting? Ooh, should I play Luke Cornett? You know what? Let's go see if Luke Cornett projects here. Just for you, Sneeps, we'll see if Luke Cornett made the sheet. Mass Dog, Giannis is probable. I trust those things. I know Giannis has been ruled out before after being probable all day, but that's Luke Cornett does not project. I'm like an underdog and so rare in this format. I'm playing Giannis. Like I'm playing him as he's in. That game is also at, I believe that's the earlier game tonight, right? Let's see. This is tonight. Yeah, that's the first game. So we should have that information by like 6 the latest, So that should be good. Oh, that's right. I met Federico. Good call. I missed a bacon drop there. God, just weak sauce. Weak sauce by Zakarian here. Where's Dwayne? We haven't done this one in forever. Here we go. Chewy, this is a good question. He says thoughts on if they should add a bench spot. I know so I might be in the minority here. I think this shit should be hard. I think it should be hard. I know injuries suck. Anytime, like if you're on Twitter and you like have sports betting in your algorithm, anytime somebody gets dinged up mid-game, everybody like tags FanDuel saying like you gotta rescind the bets, give me the bets back. But I'm okay with it. I think like that's what makes it good. Like you have to like if Anthony Edwards is questionable and you plug him in because there's safety in having you're like, well, if Ant sits, I'll just slide DeRozan back in there. No, I think what I like about it is that, again, especially if you're playing for the daily prize, right? If you have the riskiness, the cojones to play Ant, even though he's questionable, and then he goes out there and gets you like 15 free throws, and because of that, because of the Q tag, not a lot of people played him, and it gave you a competitive advantage. Then, like, you get some excitement for that. But I also like I get what you're saying though. Like Underdog does that thing where if you draft a probable or questionable player and he gets ruled out, you can sub somebody in. So I get why you would. I get it, but I kind of like you having to take a stand, But that's the GPP bro in me. That's the tournament bro in me. Oh, I see what you're doing, Patrick. I see what you're doing, and you know what? I'll take the bait.
Bobo.
Bobo.
His first name is Bull and his last name is Bull.
No,
Look
yeah,
at his legs.
Close.
Long legs.
Oh my god. I bet his legs are taller than my whole body. I'm leaving you for Bobo. Like.
Well played, sir. Well played. But yeah, that's my thought on the bench spot stuff. I think it just gives you a better chance at like actually getting first by taking stands like that. Especially when we're going to run into situations like this burned me yesterday, even though I ended up doing well in the underdog drafts. I took a lot of Tyrese Halliburton, even though he had a questionable tag, because I was like, you know what? If Hallie's going to play, I think there's a chance he could like break the slate and no one's drafting him because they think he's not going to play because he's got a questionable tag. But if he plays, that means like instead of me going against 65% of the Top Shot field that would normally play Halliburton, now I'm going against maybe like 10% of the field because most people are a little bit scared to play Halliburton. So, this risk reward, and I know this contest is a little different in the sense that you're like, yes, it's a daily contest, but it's also a cumulative contest and you don't want to just like burn it. Yeah, CC Bus. We got 4th place last night. We had a solid night last night, but it was hard chasing down JBB, who finished like 1st, 10th, 11th, 13th, 14th. He had a crazy night. But yeah, we had a solid night over there. But anything else you guys have for me? Definitely, feel free to DM me or make sure you join the Team Hold Discord and we can keep the conversation going in there. But absolutely open to feedback on some of the stuff that you'd like to see here. Starting next week, we'll have a couple of different shows that are actually going to be behind like a membership thing. We'll do some like weekend content for it too. So I'll explain that a little bit later, but I want to get like a full week of this under our belt to see what works and what needs to be tweaked and what you guys would like to see. So we'll keep it going from there. Yeah. The serial numbers are the tiebreaker. Yeah. Ace, the serial numbers. So we always, it's always about those serial numbers, man. It's always about that serial numbers. Fastbreak should give out sick participation days. I like that. I like it. Well, why not? Why not? No, I mean, I made fun of it. I made fun of it already this morning. I don't want to talk about Ron. But yeah, if there's nothing else, I think we'll call it there, guys. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3, diving into, we'll recap what happened tonight and see if we did well. And then tomorrow we'll project some 45 field goal makes. We'll give away that Scottie Barnes from today's show tomorrow right there. Does membership carry across all Team Hold accounts? No, we're going to make a specific. It's not going to be anything crazy. It's not going to be big time cash. But because it's going to be a specific thing, it'll be different. It can't be across memberships. But I'll make it worth your while, Patty. Mavs. Wow, he's calling a Mavs win lock right now. Wow. Is Shot Tank dead? No, Shot Tank's not dead. Shot Tank was back on Wednesday. It's every Wednesday. I think we took 2 weeks off in January, but it was this past week. What did you say? Yeah, so I'm going to end this stream here in a minute. Just come back and like when you can put actual comments, put your Top Shot username into the comment and we'll that's how I'll draw the winner. So That's how we'll draw the winner, baby. All right. I hope this was helpful, everybody. Best of luck today. Somebody go win a Scottie Barnes. And if you don't win it, come back here tomorrow. You can win it tomorrow. All right. And honestly, you might have a better chance of winning it from here. There's less people participating in this than there are in Fastbreak. So you get a better chance. All right. We'll catch you all tomorrow. Let me just try to let's find the outro video. What do we want to do? What do we want? No, we'll just do the same theme song. We want to hear the theme song, right? All right. Good luck. We'll see you tomorrow. And if you're in the So Rare streets, we'll be back in, 2 hours for Live Before Lock. We are out.
Well, the top shot streets